knows that
have like hydrogen.
fusion requires such massive amounts of energy.
It really doesn't matter. Like, yeah, fission. They do use fission, yes.
Yeah, they use fusion. If we could find a way to like safely use fusion, without using an atomic explosion to produce it, it really would solve all of our energy needs for the foreseeable future. Man's gonna die of something before we run out if we could conquer that. You can literally use water because it's mostly hydrogen. Yeah, so
you're really talking deep subjects.
Sorry. Hydrogen, that's why hydrogen fuel cells are just like a dream.
The way that we use, nuclear, power plants and stuff, because all it does is just heat up water.
Yeah,
that's all it does.
But dude, that's what all other plants do too. The difference is they're using coal and stuff.
I just feel like there should be some ridiculous, effective way just to because the way people use the term energy is so not correct. Because people use energy like it's an actual thing, but it's not really.
Energy is difficult to explain.
Kind of like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Okay, you imagine energy usually is like this glowing spear or as electricity or something, which that's not what it is.
It's not a physical thing.
You can have kinetic energy, chemical energy. Yeah. I mean, light energy, heat energy. It's
solar energy.
Solar energy, which is a combination of light and heat and other forms of radiation. All right. Okay. Look, when I'm making electricity, until now, before I use nuclear, usually the way there's a couple ways, but basically all involve a turbine, all right? Either basically when they heat up the water, it's so they can turn the turbine.
Water turns the turbines. Nuclear reactors.
It's basically I'm just using the steam it produces as a force to turn the turbines. That's why you can do it with rivers. The force of the river is turning the turbine.
That's
why
this all is doing that with wind.
You see a nuclear plant. And you see all it looks like just the smoke coming out. It's just it's
steam.
It's just steam.
It's them boiling water.
Is it? How about those things that propels that spins with wind and that also creates energy?
Yeah.
Is that? You hear that?
It's just turning the turbine. That's why hand cranks work. You're just turning a little turbine. Yeah. That's all it is. And what it is remind me again. It's you need something magnetic in the center, and it's got to be surrounded by what is it? I'm just trying to remember. It's if you take a magnet and surround it, what was it, copper?
Oh, are you talking about?
How the way it produces, if you take this metal and cycle them around another, it produces electrical energy. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly. I know what you're talking about.
But that's it. That's the whole secret to the way we produce nuclear energy. Is basically all you have to do is cycle this thing around this thing, and so we need something but you need to do it real fast to get huge amounts of energy. So I mean.
So that's why they use rivers, right? Because it's always.
Yeah, but most of them aren't rivers. Most of them are done by steam, and until nuclear fission, the way that's why we burn what they call fossil fuels. You need to burn carbon, so you usually coal and things like that to produce the steam. You need to burn something. It's now we just split apart atoms and let that do it for us.
Do you know everything?
No. Not at all. But I like to know a little bit about as much as I can.
That seems a lot then.
There was a kid in my hall last year who kept on showing me designs. He would always come up to me and show me a design, and he's like, have you ever heard of perpetual motion? I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. I was and he's like, because I have some designs for it. And I was like, wait. I was like, stop.
Let me stop you right now.
Just stop. Don't even think about it. I was like, I don't know. He's like, but wait, wouldn't this work?
No! The answer to any would this work is no!
I would it was always really funny. And he'd be like, but I just think it would work. You just take these magnets and just work it. I'm like,
hey, you know what? You know what perpetual motion is? I launch something into space that gets past the Earth's gravity, and it will keep moving forever as long as it doesn't get too close to any planet. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, an object at rest tends to stay at rest. In that sense, I guess there's perpetual motion. If there's an object out in space that's somehow way far away from any other celestial body, it's between galaxies, and it's just moving at a steady rate, it'll never stop moving at that rate. So that's perpetual motion, I guess.
So it's what? It's always
I guess.
moving?
I mean, isn't it? I mean, think about it. If you're it's moving perpetually, but it's not what people mean. What I mean is I can keep this going forever without adding new energy to it.
Right.
Like, this will keep going, and I don't have to give it electrical power or turn a crank or anything.
It's a concept, but it's one of the most impossible things in physics.
You're talking about at least perfect transfer of energy, which never happens. Alright, we get, on the Earth, ultimately, all our energy comes from the sun, right? It produces massive amounts of energy, but of course we're very far away from it, so we get a ridiculously tiny fraction of its energy. And that's absorbed primarily, the process starts through plants who have photosynthesis. And they lose most of the energy. Most of the energy that, like, hits a leaf isn't absorbed. It's a fairly small percentage of that. So then they store that as chemical energy. And then another, some kind of herbivore comes over and eats that. And it loses more of the energy in the transfer. It's not as sophisticated, it doesn't even get all of the energy that the plant stored. That's why they have to eat so much. That's why plants can survive on dirt, water, and sunlight, and we need to eat things. And then I go and eat that, and more of the energy is lost. Think about how crappy any form of energy conversion is when I should be getting 50 quadrillion per, pound.
Hey, you know who can absorb the sun's energy,
Superman.
Purely? Superman.
Superman, yeah. The fact that's the secret to his power, is that he has, perfect energy conversion. He gets all of it. And that's why he's so fucking awesome. Superman. That's also why he can recharge, and, if he's ever weakened by kryptonite or something like that, if he can, get himself close to the sun. It's actually funny, because paradoxically, he becomes more powerful the closer he gets to the sun, so he can literally, according to some comics, because the thing about the DC universe is they have literally reset reality more than once. Starting with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Are you familiar with this? Okay. Alright.
He knows a lot.
Well, I especially know a lot about anything geeky. I'm an uber nerd. I defy you to name a single nerdy, activity or interest that I don't have at least some knowledge of.
Pokemon?
Know about it, played games. Had played the trading card game for a while, and then...
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude, that's too specific. Say trading card games. You see what I'm saying? You're talking about a specific game. I'm talking about genre. Now, I still play Magic the Gathering, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! But way better. And came out in the late 80s.
Have you solved the Millennium Puzzle?
God damn it! That's even more specific. Okay, alright, are you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! The anime? In which case, I vaguely remember it, but I'm really into anime. If you're talking about trading card games, I'm into trading card games. I'm talking about genres of nerddom.
Can you solve Rubik's Cube?
You know what? No, that's one you got me beat on.
Good job.
Can you beat me in Call of Duty?
No, but I am into video games. Probably
be involved.
Probably not. I'm not talking about being awesome at them. I'm talking about having an interest in them.
Okay.
Basketball.
That's not nerdy. That's the point.
Soccer. I know. I just want to get those out.
I guess, except for maybe fantasy football. That's kind of nerdy.
You play
fantasy
football?
No. I don't know. I don't do fantasy.
I did play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. MMORPG.
You know what? That's one I never really got into.
I didn't think you did.
But RPGs.
I guess I did specify.
Yeah.
RPGs, anime, obscure films.
A while.
40 hours?
How long does it record for? I think it's an hour.
Actually, animation in general. I love animation in general.
A good anime.
What are good anime?
Just thinking in my head.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, New Evangelion, Trigun. I mean, it's not as good as the other ones I just mentioned, but that's
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah. Trigun is like a Yu Yu Hakusho show. I mean, it's not like a Cowboy Bebop, which is groundbreaking, but it's a really fun, well-made action show.
Yeah.
If you like Yu Yu Hakusho, you'd probably like Trigun.
I watched it.
I agree.
I like One Piece.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen a little
Dude.
bit of One Piece. It's ridiculous.
Alright, okay, I watched Naruto, so I guess I don't have that much room to talk.